That looks real good.
What's up, guys? It's another episode of Off the Post. We are live. As you can see, this flag is going back and forth. Yes, it's annoying you. We will drop that right there. Oh, it touched the ground. Oh, no. I'm your host, DJ Red, White, and Blue Cap. Today, as you can see, I got a cool little hat for you. This is called the giveaway show, I guess, because we're giving away a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of viewers are going to be happy about that. We've interacted with some of you throughout the whole World Cup, or actually a lot of you, so you'll see who actually won those nice, cool prizes. If you wouldn't mind, Graham, showing them what is one of the prizes they will be winning tonight. Yes.
Woo! Cling!
So hopefully, you know, the ones that are going to be up for that, you'll probably win it. And if you don't, I still bought like a bunch of other little backup prizes because everyone deserves an orange slice and a trophy where I come from, right?
Don't
forget the Capri Sun, man.
You gotta have that.
Oh yeah.
As you can see, we have a special guest today, and we have a new panelist on, but you've all talked to him a lot. So we will go through the panelists and see what they've been up to. Let's start with some of the old faces, you know. Graham, what have you been up to lately?
Working and watching soccer.
Sounds like a plan.
My life in a nutshell.
It's like everyone's life right now, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Let's go with Jen Hayes. What have you been up to lately?
Same as Graham, working and watching a lot of soccer.
Sounds like everyone's been on the same little path right now. Karen, what's up? We just saw you, didn't we?
The World Cup.
Well, besides wearing a cool hat, just like my friend Dwayne over there, I have been working and watching soccer.
Nice.
Surprise.
It's like surprise. And let's go with one of our panelists that you haven't seen before, but he's been around lurking in the shadows. Neil, tell them what you do and what have you been up to lately?
Actually, I haven't been working because I'm looking for a job right now. But I've been watching a lot of soccer, going to school, taking classes, driving around a lot. But yeah, school, soccer, looking for a job.
Same old with all of us. All right, cool. And now, as you know, with any show, I consider this panel right now, I look at us like a team, so to speak. We got Karen, she's like one of our midfielders, you know, attacking midfielder. We got Graham, he's an attacking midfielder for us. You know, I'm just the coach over here just managing the side. We got Jen Hayes back in defense. We got Neil, he's like one of my backroom staff, but every show needs a keeper, every team needs a keeper. So introduce yourself real quick, Jen, and tell them who you are and what you do.
I'm Jen Cooper, a.k.a. the Keeper, and as you guys know, nothing gets past the Keeper.
Good.
I'll keep the ball out of the net today.
Oh, wow.
We're glad to have you on, actually, so this should be a fun episode. Let's go over it. Like I said, I feel like we've neglected NWSL a little bit, but we're going to talk a little NWSL real quick, though, because we got so much World Cup stuff to talk about. So we're starting NWSL. We will get back to you shortly after next week. Yeah, sometime next week we'll talk more about you. So let's go with you, Neil. What NWSL game are you looking forward to seeing this week?
For me, it's one of the games tonight, Seattle Reign and Western New York Flash. It's just, the whole off-season trade thing happening right before the season started. I think that's going to be a very big, just exciting game. And I'm a Reign fan, so it's always good to see them. So
this show just seems like it has so many Reign fans. You all get along. You guys get around, you know. Karen, what game are you looking forward to?
Who, me? Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the same game, Reign versus New York, especially because, well, besides the 5-1 win at the beginning of the season, I think New York has definitely improved, and so it'll be really exciting to see if they, at their home game, can keep up with Reign this time, because last time, no, just kidding. It's going to be awesome.
Jen Hayes, what are you looking forward to?
Well, now all of a sudden I feel outnumbered because you got two Reign fans to the solitary Flash fan here. But, yeah, I am looking forward to the Reign versus Flash, even though I'm dreading another blowout. I'm also looking forward to the Portland Sky Blue game. See if Sky Blue can work a little bit of the magic that they've had there to get their season back on track.
Sounds good. Oh, yeah, guys, since I see there's 21 viewers, we've never had these many viewers before. Any questions you have, please send them with the hashtag WoSoTalk on Twitter, or send them to our Facebook, since a lot of you guys follow us either to Facebook or Twitter. We are doing big things. They want that clean jersey.
Look at us.
Jen Cooper, what game are you looking forward to with NWSL this week?
Well, of course, I would prefer that it would be a dash game, but there's no dash game this week. So, like everyone else, I'm really looking forward to the Western New York Seattle game. We played Western New York a couple of weeks ago, and even though the dash won, I feel like that team has come such a long way, especially since that opening match. And they had four draft picks in the first round, and all of them are playing like they're seasoned veterans. So they've been a fascinating team to watch. And now you have Seattle Reign kind of finding their footing. You know, they didn't run away with it like they did last season. So I think that's the best matchup for the weekend.
And finally, Chicago Red Stars fan Graham, what game are you looking forward to this weekend?
Well, since they have a bye week, I'm looking forward to FC Casey Washington, the only other game that's being played today that apparently no one has love for. But I think it's going to be a good match. I think the two teams that are going to put on a good show.
Well, I guess it's my turn. You know I'm usually always crying on this show. The game I'm looking forward to is Sky Blue versus Portland Thorns. Yes, Sky Blue, we've had our ups and downs. It's been a tough relationship this year. I won't lie. Put that ring on you, and it's just been rough the whole way through. But I stick with you. I think it'll be a good game. This should be a game where we actually bounce back. The game against Chicago, I've already forgotten about it. I won't even talk about it. It didn't happen. So we'll just say let's start over and just start piling up some wins. We'll get national teamers coming back pretty soon. So. we'll get on the roll, hopefully, and maybe we can make a good push for that fourth spot. That's a hope. If not, I'll be happy with 50. So let's see if we can actually get off the schneid and start winning. So thank you guys for all of those, rain games that everyone wants to see. And thank you, Graham, for wanting to see something else. Let's look forward. Now let's look at this U.S. Women's National Team versus Germany review. This is, I know, the game that we've all were looking forward to. We're all excited for it. This is the big matchup, the big heavyweights going toe-to-toe with each other. Let's talk about starting lineups, because that's always a fun thing on Twitter to see the fans' reaction about starting lineups. We'll go back to you, Graham. What were your thoughts on the starting lineup this game?
I'm very pleased with the lineup. It makes somewhat sense, and Jill Ellis is finally finding a rhythm at the right time, in my opinion. And it shows on the scoreline and how well they played. I've been backing Jill Ellis and backing Jill Ellis and backing Jill Ellis. She's finally giving me something to cheer about and not kind of cringe at.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Cooper, let's go with you. What are your thoughts on the starting lineup?
I like that she combined, the best of what she saw against China, and then incorporated that with having to return Holiday and Rapinoe to the starting lineup, and of course giving KO the first sub totally made sense. So I was just pleased that she didn't completely revert to the lineups that we had seen earlier on. That I guess she had this aha moment, said, "Oh, this worked. Maybe we should stick with it." So I was very pleased with that lineup.
Let's go with you, Jen Hayes. What were your thoughts on the starting lineup?
Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Maybe would have liked to seen O'Hara start instead of Heath, but other than that, I have not one complaint whatsoever.
Oh, wow. This is nice. Jen Hayes is not pissed.
Oh, come on.
Always got to pick on you. Karen, what were your thoughts?
It was amazing. It was the best lineup I think I've seen so whole tournament. I really enjoyed the way that she switched it up from the 4-4-2. The fact that she had 5 in midfield and then put one of our fastest forwards up top, that was exciting. And when I first saw the lineup, like the U.S. soccer, they tweet you that picture and you just see the players. You don't see where they're going to be, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what's going to happen? I was so confused and so excited at the same time, and it just worked out perfectly. And like Cooper said, that sub of O'Hara was perfect.
Neil, this is your first U.S. Women's National Team review, so what were your thoughts on that starting lineup?
Well, I've been behind Jill Ellis ever since.
Just a little bit.
I love her. I think she's great. I bought into what she was planning on, and I went with it. and I believed in it. So I mean, when I saw that the formation was, it was, I guess 4-2-3-1, right? Or I don't know. Well, wait, it was almost a 4-3-3, I guess. But I like that, she changed it up and let us attack more because we were very defensive, earlier in the World Cup. So I mean, I thought it was really good that we, like Karen said, we had Alex Morgan up front, who could just make runs like constantly, basically. And I'm a big Morgan Bryan supporter, so I love that she got to, I guess, share the defensive mid responsibilities with Holiday. I thought that was really great. And definitely the subs. KO was fantastic. Like she's basically being what Pino was in 2011 when she would come off the bench and just like spark up the entire team. So I thought that was great.
All right. Well, I remember when I looked at the starting lineup, I won't lie, I was in shock. I was shocked. It wasn't really the starting lineup, it was the formation. I was like, analysts have been crying for this. We've all cried for a change formation. They went to that 4-3-3. I was like, oh my goodness, we're doing this in a big game? All right, well, I hope it works out. Because if it works out, Jill Ellis is a genius. If it doesn't work out, everyone's going to say, why did you change your lineup at this big of a game? And I was thinking, like, oh my goodness, Germany's just going to overload midfield and dominate us. It's going to be a mess and chaos. So I was really scared with this game, to be honest. I just thought that we were going to have like spaces in the midfield and just for Germany to run through and pass through. So I don't know, it was just that I guess her finally doing it was great, but the fact she did it in such a big game kind of threw me off. Which, in the end, I guess Jill Ellis is a genius. I can say that now because it worked out for her.
She is.
Well, I can counter that, but only if you want me to.
Oh.
Yes, please, please do it. We will give you a chance. We will definitely give you a chance.
You have to keep in mind, that Julie Johnston would not be in the starting lineup if Christy Rampone and Whitney Engen hadn't been injured in March. And we would not have seen that starting lineup against China if Rapinoe and Holiday hadn't had the yellow card accumulation. So. Right. I would not put the genius title on her. I do give her credit for saying, hey, look at what happened with China. Let's make some changes. So obviously she's doing something right, but this was clearly not a plan,
Right.
And she's so great at holding her cards close, and she never wants to talk about lineups, so that that way she can't really be attacked for making changes.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Neil, do you have a rebuttal to that? Because now I feel better. I don't have to say such blasphemy on air. Just
I mean, honestly, like just looking at how Ellis came to be the coach wasn't ideal. Like she kind of just got thrown in the place, of someone, and then she was like, we'll look for someone else, but for now, you're the interim coach. And then a few weeks later, it's like, actually, you're the real coach. So I mean. I don't know. I'm not sure if she was really ready for that. But I guess, just as time has gone on, she, I don't know. I mean, I think she's done a good job. I don't.
Yeah, you can tell she's reluctant to be the head coach. She doesn't work it the way like Sylvia Knight works it, walking up and down the sideline, But each coach has their own style.
True.
Yeah, you're right, though. Knight does just have that feeling when you watch her. She just seems like she runs that whole ship over there in Germany, so you're right about that. And I will take back those words about Jill Ellis. That was only to please Neil. So moving on to the first half, let's talk about that. Neil, what's that, Graham? Did you have something you want to say?
I'm backing Neil and Jill Ellis. I'm with them.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Graham.
Yeah. I believe in Jill Ellis.
Yeah.
We need somebody to. Neil, first half.
First half. It reminded me a lot of the France-Germany game, really. I mean, I feel like, in the previous games, the U.S. was kind of, staying back a little, just letting the other team come to them. But I feel like we really attacked them and kind of made them, be more defensive and try to adjust to what we were doing instead of us adjusting to what the other team's doing. And I really like that. Like, I really hope we do that Sunday as well.
Karen, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, it seemed like Germany was almost a little bit confused by our attack a lot of the time, and that was amazing to see because nobody has ever done that before. And I know, like, I was confused too because they were just so awesome. The ball movement and just the pressure that we were putting on Germany, they looked like they didn't know what was happening. and that was so exciting to see through the whole first half. And for once, Tony DeChico was like actually being positive about our team, sharing them a new one every 2 seconds. And it was so exciting to just hear how excited even the commentators were about the team. So that was cool. It was a great first half, even though it was 0-0 at the end, if I remember. I don't know. The whole thing was a blur. I'm just so excited.
You're right, though, Karen. It was with the first half. It was so weird because it seemed like Germany came out those first 5-10 minutes, and they were putting the high pressure on. Really, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a tough game back and forth for either team to really get into a groove. And then afterward, we just dominated and took over. And I think everyone was so shocked at how dominant we looked in that first half, and we were just looking for that end product. It was amazing to watch. It was like we didn't need a goal, I think, for everyone to feel confident enough to know we were going on and win that game.
Yeah.
Jen Hayes, what were your thoughts on the first half?
It was unbelievable. As stoked as I was about the lineup, I was even more stoked about the first half, with a couple of exceptions, as being Alex Morgan unable to finish, which is to be expected. I mean, she is still coming back from an injury, and that head-to-head collision between Pop and Morgan Bryan. That was a very, very scary moment. It was like, oh my God, please both of them be okay. So, I mean, other than those two, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, we just had like such great spells of possession in that first half. There was just so much to like. And Cooper, what were your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I felt like the U.S. was playing much more freely, especially with Carly Lloyd not having any defensive responsibilities. We saw a Carly we hadn't seen in a long time, and she was just playing freely. I mean, that gave me such confidence going into the second half. Like Karen said, that it was 0-0, but the team was playing well, so it wasn't nearly as stressful as some of the previous games.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Carly, I've noticed she's like, it seemed like right after she got that PK, what was it, 2 games ago or a game ago? She's really turned it on and gotten better each and every game. And as she goes, we seem to go. The more she's become more dominant, the whole midfield now looks more comfortable and dominant. And there was just so many moments of skill with every player in that game. Even, I think Kling had a little moment where she had a nice little move. It was just like, wow, everyone's just up their game for this one. So it was real nice to watch. Graham, what were your thoughts in the first half?
I didn't catch the first half. I was playing soccer.
Criminal.
It was pretty hard. So, I did rewatch it. Like I said, yeah, pumped about the lineup, pumped about the ball movement and the possession, and it kind of not seeing the first half and coming in towards the end where it was still 0-0. I was very like nervous because I hadn't seen the dominance of it, but as I rewatched it, I was just like, I didn't need to be so like they handled it very well, so I was very happy with the gameplay.
Yeah, for me, it just seemed like we all felt like this team was sleepwalking through the whole tournament. Every team they played, I don't think it was really sleepwalking. I think sometimes they just weren't really. I don't know, it just didn't seem like they were this team that we wanted to be, because we've seen this for a while. I've been saying for a while. It's not like this just popped up and they were just playing like this, but it's been a while where they've had a string of bad performances, and then they finally woke up. I don't know if it was just singing the German flag or something, or saying, hey, this is semifinals, we can actually win this now, maybe we should get serious. But something woke this team up where they started to play like the team we knew, where there was just combination play, everyone looked comfortable, people were going forward, picking their spots well, and it's like, it was really hard for me. Usually we always say who's the player that played good that half, who played bad. It was really hard to pick out one player that played bad. Like I said, the only thing we wanted probably was if Morgan would have probably finished her that one chance against Unger, but Unger had a great first half of some of the saves she made. She kept her team in it, so we have to give her credit. So, but
the team is peaking when it needs to, and that's all I could ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and it's the perfect time because we no longer are stressing going into the final or thinking that, hey, we can go into the final and lose. We're saying, hey, we can really go into a final and win this game. So it's good to feel that way. Graham, now what were your thoughts on the second half that you did see?
Out of the gate, kind of reminiscent of the first half, a little slow, but as it picked up and as you got that PK in, I really have to like make known how awesome KO's goal was. It was a perfect Kia rapid motion. I don't think anyone like really took time to appreciate it for what it was. It was really impressive.
I did.
Very disappointed.
So, like looking at my friend, I'm like, that was like straight out of a movie.
Yeah, she did really like Bruce Lee the heck out of that ball.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Just like she's been practicing the Crouching Tiger.
Jen Cooper, what were your thoughts on the second half? Substitutions, did you like them?
Oh, well, as I mentioned before, having KO come in, I thought that was brilliant. Abby was the second sub, and I don't totally agree with that. I think I would have brought in Sid earlier, though you have to give Abby credit for helping create that second goal. I feel like to bring in Sid so late, that was basically stoppage time. That's just a time wasting sub. That's not not really a people sub otherwise. But the team was playing so well, so.
It's weird though, that Sid sub, I had forgot about it because it came in so late and I was just like jumping up like, oh my god, we scored.
I know, I was already celebrating.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, number 2, who is that? All right, let me go back to celebrate. Ian Hayes, what was your thought?
Really wanted a goal too. She was on the prowl for a goal for herself. See it. So I'm looking forward to one come Sunday.
It'll be coming. It'll be coming. Jen Hayes, your thoughts on the second half?
Well, the second half, actually, I started to get a little bit nervous because up until the point when Germany got the PK, they were starting to figure us out. And then they got the PK, and oh my God, I have never seen Celia Sausage get that rattled. I mean, her other 2 penalty kicks, she was ice cold. None of that. Just focus on the ball, get it in there. But I don't know if it was hope or whatnot, but she just looked like she did not want to be there. And then she missed, and it's like as soon as she missed, the momentum swung right back to the U.S.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, as the second half was going on, I kept getting flashbacks to the 2003 semifinal where you got a team in red dominating a team in white dominating a team in red, and then you have a coach on the sideline just standing there looking just like, what do I do? How do I fix this? And that was exactly how it was in 2003 when you saw April Heinrichs sitting on the bench chewing on her fingernails. That was the same vibe I was getting from Sylvia Knight, which was so surprising. And the fact that and the fact that the only sub that she made was a clearly unfit Jennifer Marjan, it's like she had no idea how to get out of that.
Well, what I was about to say is you seen when it was over by looking at her face. She was just like, what are they doing out there? Like she just left them out there. Like if let the sinking ship just go down with all its crewmen and stuff because she was just like, there's no answers for this team right now because we looked at how we thought Germany was going to come into that game. And Germany had their moments early on in the half. It did look a bit scary. They got in the groove. But after the PK, as you said, it was a done deal pretty much. Sausage has been amazing all tournament. And she had that. And then it was just, I don't know, German ship just burned.
Did anyone read the article? Did anyone get to see the article that Hope Soul?
Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she risked the yellow card to Icer to rattle her.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So I actually really love the audacity of her coming up and saying that before the next game, risking another yellow card. She's like, whatever, I'll still play.
Well, do you guys remember the penalty kick in the NWSL semis last year where Ashlyn Harris was in goal and she kept pointing saying, kick it here, kick it here, kick it here.
Yeah.
Total gamesmanship. Yeah. And that's smart.
It is smart. It didn't work because Kim Little's a badass.
Well, of course, yeah.
Wait, didn't she have to retake that penalty kick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and she was doing the same thing, and it still didn't work.
Another Kim Little reference for the show right there. Karen, your thoughts on the second half?
It was the coolest second half ever that I've ever seen, ever. It's so good.
Wow.
The penalty kick that Germany got terrified the crap out of me, honestly. Like, my mom and I were standing in front of the TV, like, no, and we were just so scared, and the dogs were scared and didn't know why, and it was just, like, the worst thing ever. But then, like everybody's saying, once Stasic missed the PK, swung right back to the U.S. and I was like on fire watching them. They were so good. And then Carly scored the PK, and I was like, "This is it. We've got it. We're done." And then KO scored the second goal, and I was just like, I don't even know what was happening at that point because that was her first international goal, and I was so excited that I was like crying. And I was like, "Oh my God!" So I can't tell you what happened after that goal. I really can't, but I just know that it was cool. Whatever it was, it happened and it was cool.
It's like, I know what happened. Because I checked my Facebook and Twitter, and all you see are Karen tweets and posts and stuff. And you're like, oh, boy. That goal really sent her over the top right there. Neil, what are your thoughts on the second half?
Yeah, I mean, the second half, I guess I expected Germany to maybe come out and try to, I guess, up their intensity a little bit, Yep. So, I mean, I figured it would be a little bit tougher than it was for us in the first half. And, for a little while it was, and then, they got the PK, and I was like, okay, well, this might be their chance here. And then, I mean, the success rate on PKs is, like, so high. And when Sausage missed, I mean, it was just, Germany was defeated. And then, the U.S. kept rolling, and then Carly was locked in. Like, the minute she kicked it, she knew it was in. And the entire team just erupted, and I feel that's what really, like, just steamrolled them, like, through the rest of the game. And then, of course, the KO goal, probably, like, my second favorite goal of the entire World Cup so far. Like, just magic. So great.
What was your first favorite goal?
Personally, my favorite goal was Norway's, the free kick that tied. Like, I thought that was just spectacular. That was perfect.
Nice. So were you riding the Norwagen? I have to ask you, because many people did.
I kind of was, yeah. I mean, I saw, but it wasn't just because of that. I saw their spoof on, like, women like soccer and stuff, and I really love that. So I definitely wanted them to do well, because of that and everything.
Nice. I won't hate on you too bad. I remember we were just laughing. It was like the Norwagen is destroyed by bronze. You got bronze. So I had a moment when they lost, but nonetheless, like you guys said, you pretty much wrapped up how the second half was. It was great. Like I said, for me, it just feels like with Carly out there, it's just the team looks totally different how she goes, and it's just I think she's going to have a great final, to be honest, because we know how she shows up for the big games. So I think she's going to show up for the final, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see how the team follows her, because she seems like a true captain carrying the team right now. All right, guys, let's talk about our overall, the overall performance of the U.S. Let's go with Graham. How was their overall performance in that game?
You look up clutch in the dictionary, Carly Lloyd shows up. Overall performance was phenomenal. Clutch. She shows up, ice in the veins, and she performs in the most stressful of situations, and it blows my mind. So
unless it's 2011 finals, but yeah.
Don't bring that up. That one still hurts.
In the past.
It does. It hurts.
Oh.
Jen Cooper, what were your thoughts on the overall performance of the women?
Well, I loved, I mean, as I mentioned before, how freely Carly was playing, and after she scored, the way she celebrated, we normally don't see that from Carly. She normally just goes, yeah, that was a goal. She puts her hands up. Here, she was running over to the sideline and smiling. It just so different. And I really like, too, talking about celebrations, as soon as the final whistle blew, that the entire team went over and embraced Kelly O'Hara.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like not only for the Germany performance, but for her performance against China. And I just thought that gave me so much confidence and so much hope going into the final. It's like, yeah, this is the team that we've been waiting to see for many, many games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her energy, though, in both of those games has been absolutely amazing. So it's just like, I feel like she has really been an X factor that we've just been waiting for. Everyone's been calling for her to get out there. When she finally got out there, she made the difference that everyone knew she could make. So it's been great to see how they've embraced Kelly, knowing that she deserved to play. She really did.
Oh, yeah.
Jen Hayes, what were your thoughts on the overall performance?
Oh, A+ for pretty much everybody. I don't really think there was one terrible player. Julie Johnston, very, very lucky to still be on the field. Would have easily been sent off. Could have easily been sent off, and I don't think anybody had a legitimate right to complain. Yeah, awesome goal by KO. Carly on fire with that PK. Just everybody pretty much stepped up and did the job, and now we're in the final.
Nice. And Karen?
It like you said, A+ for everybody. It was phenomenal performance. They were a legitimate team on the field. Everybody was on the same page. The connections were just amazing. The runs they were making, I could have drawn probably like 1 million triangles on that field as the game went on. You know, like the triangles of like players so that they can pass.
Go on.
Dwayne has never played soccer. It's fine. But it was just amazing. It was amazing. And then even, I know a lot of people have been saying Hope hasn't had a lot to do in this tournament besides that game versus Australia. But you could just see how involved she was with her defense. And that entire back line and Hope together, they were just solid. There was that JJ penalty, which was really, really risky. And, yeah, she could have definitely gotten a red card. And I think she knew that, which is why she was just, like, bawling and in tears and, like, terrified. But, I mean, they were just solid the whole game. The midfield was solid, and I think because Carly got that freedom to play attacking. And it was just the best game I've seen them put on ever. And the substitutes were just perfect. I even liked the Abby substitute because I know that she really, when she comes onto the field, she gives me, she gives the audience, she gives her fellow players this just like, it's like a pickup. And she's just like really good for their morale, I think. She like runs onto the field, you know, she's like all energy, just like, ah. And when, I know like people say she's very slow and she's like getting older and stuff, but when she only has like 15 minutes to play, she's just like this the whole 15 minutes because it's 15 minutes. You go full on. So she was really good, I thought, and she did contribute to that KO goal. So.
Nice. Neil, your thoughts on overall performance?
Oh yeah, definitely an A+. I mean, other than the JJ penalty, which, I mean, I wonder if she even realized that like there was a player like that close to her. Because looking back at the replay, and it kind of seemed like she was just trying to clear the ball, I guess. But the player caught up to her, and I don't know, I don't think that was really a bad move by her. It was just she kind of, I don't know, got caught out of position maybe. But even that, wasn't that bad. So like overall, I mean, I think the team was about as perfect as they could be. They definitely, attacked. They didn't like sit back and just wait for stuff to happen. They made things happen, which was really cool. Because usually, they haven't been doing that this World Cup. And I think that the substitutes were really good. Even the Abby one. And I'm curious to see though what happens Sunday. Just if we continue the progression that we have, or if we maybe revert back to earlier tactics or not. Hopefully we can progress though and keep doing the creative things that we're doing now, because I think we'll definitely need it against Japan.
Right. All right. Yeah, for me, the overall performance, like I said, it was definitely A+. It was hard to not give them anything but A+. Maybe I can give them an A just to be nice, because no one's perfect in life, right? But other than that, it was a great performance, because I hadn't seen this team play like this in so long that it just blew me off the water. Everything went well. I liked everything they did for the most part. The JJ thing it was funny how that kind of, I guess because they won, a lot of people, some people talked about it, some people didn't. But I'll actually ask you, Karen, did you think it was a red card or not?
I mean, it could have been. It depends on the ref. I mean, I wouldn't have given it a red card, but I'm also in love with JJ, and I've been watching her at Santa Clara when I went there, and so I'm biased. But I'm sure there are many red cards that would have been given by different refs.
Yeah. Dwayne, I'd like to make a point about that under soccer rules, that's supposed to be an automatic red. That's not even supposed to be a ref's discretion red. That is supposed to be an automatic red.
Okay.
So that's because she was the last defender. It's what's called DOGSO, denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. So we did get very lucky.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people were saying. They were saying that we were a bit lucky on that one, how it played out. So, okay, so
Yeah.
well, U.S. got a little bit of luck to get them through, and I guess Japan did too. So it's a lucky final for both teams right now. But,
True.
and I'm not even going to ask around.
Germany was lucky to get in the semi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure about that though.
True.
So it's just it disappoints me all this luck for this World Cup now. Well,
It's like the only unlucky team was England, so.
Yeah.
Well, she take that stride.
But as I was saying, like I said, it was a good performance to watch. There's a lot of things we could take from it. If the team plays like this in the final, I think they're definitely going to win it. Because I mean, I don't feel like any team can play with them when they're at their best. That's the difference about. I think what's his name? DeChico was saying it the whole time. When we're at our top game, it's no one else, even if they're at their top, can compete with us. So overall, great performance, guys, and hopefully they carry it on. Just carry this on to the final. You got to. I mean, we found it in the China game. We really found it in the Germany game. Carry this momentum and play to the finals, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about I guess we can call it the backup game for us Americans, the Japan versus England game. You know, since that was just like the game that some people cared about and some did not care about a lot, because I was a big England fan this whole World Cup. So let's go with you, Neil. What did you think of the Japan versus England game?
I mean, I think England played really well. They definitely had a shot to win that game. And it was just really nice to see them, come out and play and I guess feel so confident and just, go out there and really, just put it all out. I mean, Japan, they look nice as well, but I mean, they're the defending champs. Like, we know that they're good. Even if their World Cup so far this year hasn't been, I guess, spectacular, really. I mean, personally, I wanted England to win, but at the same time, a rematch isn't a bad thing. So, come on, Japan. But it was definitely a very good game. I wish it had gone into extra time, just to see like how that would have played out. But it was a good game. I feel sorry for England though.
Karen, your thoughts on the game?
Well, I was rooting for England as well, which is saying a lot because I love their national team. In my mind, should get, if there was a good sportsmanship award, they would get it. They're just always such good sports, and I just love them to death. And I mean, Naho is one of my favorite people on earth too. So it was great to see her out on the field. I think she had a pretty good game. But
yeah, so, sorry.
I also felt like Japan. I said this to somebody earlier on the boards, but they have this way of playing where they're so patient and so calm, and nothing that any other team does like phases them.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they'll find this little opening and they'll sting like a scorpion and they'll pour. They're so annoying to watch sometimes because of that, especially if you're playing against them. But I didn't see that sting potential against England because England was having such a good game. So I don't know if it was the heat or what, but I think Japan just felt like they were maybe like a level lower than I'm used to seeing them. So the fact that
that's what it looks like.
With that own goal that happened is, I think, pretty lucky because they could have potentially gone an extra 30 minutes into penalty kicks and would have gone into the final a lot more tired than they're going to go into the final this time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with Eugene Hayes. Your thoughts on the Japan-England game?
Well, first of all, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the own goal. Oh my God, to lose a game that soon from extra time in that fashion has got to be the worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, England surprised me. I was hoping they would win, but I didn't think they would. But man, did they come out and just take it to Japan. It was so shocking to me. The one thing I question is why did he wait so long to put Karen Carney in? I mean, she's one of their best players, and he waited until like the 85th minute when he could have maybe taken Tony Duggan out, who wasn't really doing anything in the second half. So Yeah, I think if he had put Aaron Carney in center, or if they had finished one of their many chances they had, I think England probably could have won that game.
Yeah.
So, really unlucky for them.
Yeah, I felt like with Duggan, she's had a tough tournament. I was really expecting her to be a player to really stand out, but Carney's been the one that, like I said, I wish she would have been in earlier because she's a really creative player, and maybe she could have found something, get them some chances somewhere. Cooper, what were your thoughts on the Japan-England game?
Well, I got to watch Japan-Netherlands at BC Place here in Vancouver, so watching that game compared to watching Japan-England, the big thing I noticed is how Japan's game does suffer when it's middle of the day, outside, searing sun. I mean, that patience certainly helps them, but the Japan I saw inside versus the Japan outside was two very different teams. So I think, Japan in the final, again, back at BC Place, that's got to help them. Of course, they have 1 day, less rest, and I'm sure the U.S. was hoping that they would go into overtime because then, that's another 30 minutes you have to play.
Yep.
And I think even though they haven't been like the flashy team of the tournament, we can't forget that they're the only team in the tournament that has won every single one of their games.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, they always find a way to win, it seems like. Even though, like I said, they've been like, even if it looks like they're squeaking by, they've won, so you can't take that away from them.
Right.
I mean, we've had that too.
Yeah, two very different styles.
Right. Graham, your thoughts on the Japan versus England game?
I'm going to also touch on the own goal. There's nothing Lauren Bassett could have done. She had to make a play on that ball, and for it to go the way it did, it's just unfortunate and unlucky. She, like I said, she had no choice but to make a play on that ball, or it was going to be a prime goal-scoring opportunity for Japan. So, I mean, that's throw your controller at the TV in FIFA. Well, there's nothing she could have done. She did what she had to do, and it just didn't go her way. I really, really wanted to see England pull that one out. I definitely thought they had what it took to get to the final, and they still do. It just did not go in their favor. The soccer gods said no. Of 2011. So, Japan didn't impress me that much in that game, to be 100% honest. So it gave me a lot of hope for Sunday.
Well, the thing is with England too. Like, it's funny. Our show is real pro. It seems like we've all been pro England for the most part. Everyone on the show, if I think correctly. It just seems like that game they were doing everything they needed to stay in that game and actually go through and win it, and they just didn't pull it off. That was the only thing.
Textbook. It was. They played a very, very good match, and it's soccer. It's not always going to go your way, no matter how good you play.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the scoreline matched how well the USA played Germany, excuse me, but we still won.
Yeah.
Could have been more goals with the way we were playing and dominating the play, but that's soccer. That's what makes it interesting, and that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, and it's just, well, I've enjoyed watching England in this tournament because they've been a real gritty team. They've found a way to win some of those games, and they made it farther than we thought. What really I thought probably hurt their chances too is when Lucy Bronze actually got hurt and was pulled off the field for, I think she got subbed out. I said, oh man, she's been their best player the whole tournament. So, so what was that, Neil?
I was agreeing with you. I thought, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's like when she went out, I was just like, oh, we're losing Bronze. I'm saying we because I felt like I was rolling with them too, hoping they made it. Because I wanted them to make it to the final. It would have been nice. But it was just like, what's that, Karen?
That would have been awesome.
Oh, definitely.
July 4th, U.S. versus England.
Oh, boy. So many jokes that came from that one. I think it's good that didn't play out. So
Probably.
But it's good now that Japan made it. They deserve it. If you make this well, yeah, they deserve it. They made it this far. You can't take that away from them, as I said, even though everyone was gave nice words to Laura Bassett for what happened. So that was good not to see the Twitter trolls come out in the mean way. They came out the right way, and they consoled her for the most part. Even though I heard the wrong Bassett was actually getting tweets. So whoever the other Bassett is, you received a lot of good tweets. So you'll thank you, I guess. I don't know what to say. It was just kind of awkward. The wrong Bassett was getting all the tweets, but it's going to be a good final. I guess it'll be even a good third-place game. We can talk about the third-place game. Let's see. Do I even have that set up? Yeah, we'll talk about the third-place game now before we talk about what we think is going to happen between the U.S. women's national team and Germany. Neil, what do you think is going to happen between, I say U.S. women's national team versus Germany. Germany versus England. What's going to happen in that game?
Soccer, yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like England's definitely, they're to go out the way they went out, I feel is really gonna hopefully fuel them to come out and just play like mad. And I think Germany, because so many people were, expecting them to do so well and go so far, and then to lose almost like really badly in the semifinal, they might not have it. They might kind of, that might have been all the gas they had. And I think England, if they don't win, they'll at least push them to, like, I don't know, PKs or something. Like, it will be a very close game. I think England's gonna definitely show them something and hopefully win. But even if they don't, I think it will be a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Karen?
I think it's going to be a really great game. I know that England is, they went out of the final in really poor fashion. Definitely the saddest way that you could get kicked out of a final, like, ever. Worse than the PKs that France went out on. Way worse. But I think instead of that demoralizing them, I think that they seem like they are like a mentally strong team. They have a lot of heart, and that's why I've been, like, going after them this whole time. But I think that they are really going to pull this one through, and I think that they can really battle with Germany. I think that they have the right players. If Bronze isn't, like, super injured, if she can come back and play, if it was just like hopefully it was just a minor thing, I think that they have a really good chance of, if not at least tying Germany for the full 90 minutes, then maybe they could actually pull through a win. I'm not sure if they will, because it's Germany. They're going to want something, and Anger is going to want something, and Sylvia is going to want something. But I think that England can do it if they really stick to that heart. They have such a good coach and a really good team and a really good bench. And I think Karen Carney should come in a lot sooner.
Sounds good. We're going to jump to Jan Cooper real quick because she has to leave shortly. So we'll let her get her thoughts on the Japan-Germany game. Then you can throw in something about the U.S. women's national team, what you think. We need score predictions, and then you can tell a little prize you have for some of the viewers if they're watching.
All right. Well, for England, Germany, I'm rooting for the Allies, but I think the Axis powers are going to win this match, mostly because it's Nadine Unger's final international game. I think Germany has the edge when it comes to depth, though I do agree with Karen. England has been playing with a lot of heart, and it's been so great to see this English team, how much they've developed. So I'm excited about watching that one almost as much as watching the final, that it's just going to be such a great matchup, especially when you think about the Wembley match they had last November where England lost 3-0. So I'm sure they're thinking about that as well. For the final, oh my God, I'm hesitant to make a prediction, but I know for a fact it's going to be the most amazing Women's World Cup final we've ever seen. It is not going to go to penalty kicks, and I don't think it's going to go to overtime. It's going to be 2-1, but I can't tell you which team it's going to be 2-1 for. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. And I do have, since I am here in Vancouver, I've bought out the entire province of British Columbia. I've bought all of their soccer stuff, everything. I've bought it all, including this. This is a Canada scarf designed by Erin McLeod.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I do have a Women's World Cup program to offer that you guys can give away to one of the viewers.
All right, we'll definitely do that. We always are good at contests since, like I said, everyone becomes your best friend when you got something free. So
exactly. Thank you. Well, and thank you guys for having me. I'm going to go enjoy Vancouver now, but this has been great. I really enjoyed talking with you guys and hope we can do it again.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
See you. And now we are back to we are going with Graham. Your predictions on the Japan versus Germany game?
What?
Oh, Dwayne, you're messing up big time, man.
Oh, I said Japan versus Germany. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? All right. Germany versus England. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. That's why I keep saying that.
Yeah.
I wanted those two to play. England versus Germany. That's the final. I did the third place game I didn't want. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Germany's going to come out. If they'll be a little rattled after losing to the United States. It's not in their nature, but it's not impossible. Definitely going to be backing England on that. They have the fire in their stomachs, they have the determination, and they have the chip on their shoulder. So I definitely think they're going to come out guns blazing, and they're going to show us something that's going to be really fun to watch.
Give us a score prediction.
Score prediction of that match?
Yep.
2-1 England.
Gene Hayes, score prediction.
Score prediction for England-Germany. As much as I want England to win, I just think that with them having one less day of rest and Germany wanting to be all piss and vinegar and wanting to get a win in August last, I'm going to go 2-0 Germany.
Let's go with you, Karen. Your score predictions for that game?
Well, since I'm on fire with my score predictions, apparently, I had to get it in at some point. I guessed 2-0 to the U.S. in the last office, okay, and then it happened. I'm just saying. But I'm going to guess, I think I'll say 2-1 Germany, even though I really want England to pull through. I think it's probably going to be 2-1 Germany. Like Cooper said, Germany and Anger being like her last World Cup, they're gonna be wanting to come out and just dominate. So I think probably 2-1 Germany.
Neil?
I mean, I really want England to do it, but after listening to everyone else, I guess I could see how Germany's gonna they have to leave with something. So third place is definitely the thing they'll have to get. So I want to say 3-2 Germany.
Woo! A high-scoring affair right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually, when all the panelists choose the same team, I choose against that team, so I'm going to do it again. We're going to go 1-0 England, and it's going to be a bronze goal, and she's going to win a bronze boot. She will win the bronze boot, bronze.
I hope you guys are right.
I mean, you guys, because everyone always chooses it, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are right. This team is more likely going to win, but I have to go against it, at least to give someone else some hope. So we're going to go 1-0 England. All right. Let's get into the game we actually care the most about. What's that, Karen?
I said, there you go.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, Neil, what are your thoughts on the U.S. women's national team versus Japan? Not Germany, Japan. Not England, Japan.
Well, okay. I mean, honestly, if I'm Jill Ellis, I have like the replay of the World Cup match in 2011. Like that's all they're seeing. They're just watching that repeatedly. Like in their sleep, it's playing in the background. Like it's always there. So I think U.S. is going to come out and just impose their will basically. Like do how they did against Germany. And just not really let Japan do any of the things that they want to do. So I'm going to say for a score prediction, USA wins 3-0.
Ooh.
I like it.
Oh, another clean sheet.
Karen.
I like the way you. I'm gonna say the U.S. wins again, 2-0.
2-0, and they're just going to dominate the game as usual. If your 2-0 predictions, it always keep coming up, right?
I really think so. I think so. We'll see.
I think she knows what you're talking about.
I know. I think I'm going to follow her with this prediction. Jen, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen in score?
I am about 99% confident that the USA is going to win this game. I have that little bit of doubt, knowing Japan, knowing how they don't give up. I think they will actually get at least one goal. I think we'll get two. I'm gonna say they'll win. US will win 3-1, and Carly Lloyd will get a hat trick.
Oh,
No. Knowing her record in big games, I would not be the least bit surprised if she had a hat trick, so that's what I'm predicting.
Wait a moment. You just said, okay, 3-1 Carly Lloyd hat trick, right?
Yes, 3-1. But Japan will get a goal and break the shutout streak.
Okay, dang, that was brutal. 3-1 to go out there and whoop Japan. Okay, Graham, your prediction.
As good as the back line has been, I also am predicting 3 goals from USA. I don't know if they're all going to be off of Carly's foot, but we'll see.
Predict a goal scorer. Predict one goal scorer.
Yeah. Predict a goal scorer?
Yeah, give me one.
Kristen Press is going to show up. I have faith.
You think so? This is our
Yeah.
time?
I'm going to say Japan breaks through that back line once and gets a goal, gets one in past Solo. I have all the faith in the world for her, but I have to give credit where credit is due, and Japan is that good of a team that they can do it.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to win, but I definitely think they're going to test us.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, with me, Japan, they can play against physical teams. They can play against teams that are just like sitting back. They can break down any type of team. And we know we're going to try to come out and be physical, but it's so weird. No matter what, they're always confident. They play their style. No matter what, they're going to play their style. Nice, slick passing. Great chemistry amongst the team always. Even if they don't look, I think it's what you said, Karen. I felt you said it properly. Like, they don't have that sting. That's what's the problem with Japan, really. They don't have that real bite that you think from these Japanese sides we saw in previous years, but they're still deadly. And they still pass it, and they can make their way around the box and make their way around teams. But I think if we go into the game playing like we have been, and I know we will, the whole team's not going to just drop off, especially for a final. I think we can go in and win this game 2-0. 2-0 easily. And it's a shame to say that easily because Japan's a great team to make it this far. But I think we're playing so much better than them right now, and they're still kind of just playing the same way they've played the whole tournament, which has gotten them wins. But you're playing against a different beast now, and you're about to get destroyed. So it's going to – I mean, it's honest. It's honest. We are a different beast right now. It's going to be so Dwayne can no longer. What's that? Oh, the Scorpion? Yeah, you're right about that. I can no longer travel to Japan, so I mean, I guess I won't be using my passport to go there anytime soon. All right, guys. Well, that's all the good stuff there. I guess you guys, let's go over our rants and stuff before we start giving away stuff real quick. Anyone has any rants, concerns, comments? Let's start with Jen Hayes because that's why the rant section started. We'll start with her. Jen Hayes, what are your rants you want to rant about today?
Oh, gee, thanks for that. Until yesterday, I didn't actually have one. Why was Becky Sauerbrunn left off the list for the Golden Ball?
Yeah.
That's
a
what
lot
I
of people
want to know. That is.
A lot of people on Twitter are asking the same thing.
Why? That's my biggest complaint. Why was she left off the list? So
yeah,
that's
I agree. I agree 100%. Oh yeah, Neil, can you check for questions while we do these rants real quick?
Right.
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen, any rants?
Okay, here I go. Here's the thing. From even before the tournament, I've always been a huge Abby Wambach fan, and granted, I will say that she isn't where she was in 2011, and I think she says it herself all the time in interviews. And I've noticed, not just in like the boards talking about it and all of that stuff, but people have been really grinding her down before the tournament, during the tournament, and it's been bothering me a lot because I've always been such a huge fan, and I've got her like on the back of my T-shirt and stuff, and I just love her to death, and I love that she is just this like loud, rambunctious, like powerful person that the second she comes on the field, the entire team just is like ramped up. So I've been calling it she needs to be a super sub, which is what she did during the game versus Germany. And I've been like backing her and having to defend her, and then all of a sudden the U.S. beats Germany, And there's all of these articles that are coming out that are like, oh, this team is winning because Abby Wambach is such a great leader. And I'm like, what? You guys were like getting on her, like tearing her to pieces. And then all of a sudden the U.S. wins. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, she's stepping aside for like younger players when she needs to. And I'm like, she said that from the beginning. In like all of her interviews, she's like, I will play where I have to play. I'll play wherever the coach puts me. I'll sit out an entire game if I have to. And people always like act like she like manipulated and pushed her way onto the roster, which is so stupid. So yeah, that's my rant, is that everybody's just all of a sudden like a huge Abby fan, and I'm like, what? Okay, alright guys, whatever. Do what you want. Fine. They did the same thing to Jill Ellis, Neil.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, totally. And Morgan Bryan, too. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jill, what's your, Jill, Neil.
I mean, for example.
Either way, what's your rant, Neil? What's your rant?
I mean, I don't really have a huge rant or anything. I mean, I know a lot of people, you know, if we win the cup, you know, it's not because of Jill, it's because of our amazing players. They did all this, and you know, the players are the ones that were doing like all the great stuff. But whenever something goes wrong, it usually isn't the player's fault. It's always Jill's fault. So I don't know. That kind of gets to me, how like she's blamed for all the bad, but doesn't get much credit for any of the good.
Yeah, sure.
And I feel, you know, it has to be a two-way street. But that's, I guess, my mini rant, really. Not really anything else, though.
Oh, so you're not really that mad, but you're kind of happy that she is doing good, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean.
And Graham, what do you have to say for yourself right
I
now?
think Neil and I are in the exact same boat here.
Yeah. See?
I'm just going to piggyback off of that, and I mean, Jill Ellis will be the first person. I mean, after the game against Germany, she was just like, "Oh no, it was all the players. They did everything. Like, I just put the pieces in place, and they did everything." She'll be the first to admit that she did that. So, she's not to blame for any of the poor play, I don't think. I definitely think she finally got her ducks in a row, though, as far as lineups go, and as far as, I mean, I think the players are even playing happier with these new lineups, too. So
You're right.
everything has fallen into place at the right time, and, yeah, me and Neil have been back in Jill Ellis from day one.
Woo! Yeah!
Team Jill.
Yep.
Oh, and shout out to all of my coworkers who took my shifts so I could watch soccer.
They put up with you, right? Okay, nice. And I guess I'm supposed to have a rant, but I don't, because I feel like Santa Claus today. Let's give away stuff. Come on, it's time to start giving away stuff. All right.
You get a jersey. You get a
First
jersey.
things first. This is how he sent the Morgan jersey first. Everyone's so happy with this. Everyone's like, I watched this whole show for these dang things. I want to see who won. Goodness.
I listened to all of you guys' talks and
Right?
super annoying.
They kept debating stuff.
And Karen's stupid hat.
Hey, they need to leave our hats alone. Leave the hats alone. Okay, so first things first, the Morgan jersey. Let's talk about what happened with this thing. So I chose this random as heck. I had no clue who would win it because there were so many people just begging for it and wanting it and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. It literally was, I looked in that screen and I spent my finger in a circle and I pointed down, and that's who won it. So it's fair because it was random. So it could have been you, really. You know, it's about as fair as you get. So the person who won the Morgan jersey, her name is Rhonda Schaefer, and I messaged her, and she said she's going to give it to her daughter. So everyone clap for Rhonda.
Oh,
Congratulations.
yay.
Awesome. Yay.
That's awesome.
That's a win for daughters everywhere.
Yep, I know. It's like, because I was just thinking, I was like, so many parents going out for these jerseys, trying to get them and stuff. So it's like, oh, that's cool. And as for the clean jersey, when I was doing this, I was just like, okay, so let's just pick a random couple of people. And then I said we're going to just do like a random number generator for like about like 4 random people. But the thing is like, oh, it would suck because, you know, I do the random. I think I was telling you guys earlier how I do it. I'll randomly message someone, just talk to them. Hey, how's it going? And they're just like, who is this random guy? You know, so some people don't want to talk. So if you didn't add me or something on there, you missed out. You missed out. I'm sorry. You were a winner, a finalist, but you missed out.
Jersey for you.
Yeah, you missed out, sir. And, so next time I message you, when the host of the Red Cap messages you, you will message back for sure. Now I'm sure of that.
You will not be denied.
As for other people, I went through a ton of people trying to figure. No one was messaging back. Who is this guy? What does he want? You know, but then after I talked to a few people, like I said, I talked to you, see what you're about, or whatever. It's like, 'cause, you know, I want everything, all these things to go to good people. Then I was like, all right, so we whittled it down to 4. It took me long enough, but we got 4 people. So I'll say their names now, and then we'll do a random number generator on random.org. Yes, there's a true site. And we will see.
That's a plug.
We'll see who got it. So one of the finalists was Chelsea Taylor. She's a nurse from Texas. So everyone clap for Chelsea being the finalist.
Yeah, nurses. Great life.
We have Laura C. Freeman. She's just a random person who was just like, yeah, I watched the show. It's pretty cool. I was like, well, you talked to me randomly when I messaged you, so you actually were you didn't even know you were being a finalist. You just thought I wanted to talk to you. So everyone can clap for Laura too. Good job, Laura, for actually messaging me. You know? The next guy is Patrick Cullen, all the way over in Ireland. He coaches a women's team, I believe, and he has 2 young daughters, so he'll be in this for his daughter right now. And then the random finalist, I'm about to pull her name up real quick. This was a Neil special pick right here. He picked her out, and I was like, oh, that's cool. She has a birthday, and she's 16. Her name is Mackenzie Culp. Oh, I butchered your last name. I'm sorry, young one. But hey, you're a finalist, so you're gonna win something soon. So I guess we will just give them all numbers. And then we will just do the random generator. So I will show you my screen real quick as we do the random number generator. So we will say, let's say, anyone have an ink pen or pencil right now, so we can write down the numbers for everyone? Anyone mind doing that?
Let's see. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got some.
So we'll say Chelsea Taylor is 1, Laura Freeman is 2. Patrick is 3, and Mackenzie will be 4. And I will screen share so that you know this is all legit, because someone's going to say you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating. No. We are not cheating. And and then we're going to do another contest for the thing that Jen has. So guys, if you don't win this, you're definitely going to have an opportunity to win that what was it now? The
Women's World Cup program, I think, right?
Yeah, program. So that's going to be even sweeter. I mean, if you don't win a shirt or a jersey, you're gonna program. You're still getting something sweet, like a gift. So let me do the screen share, guys, and then we're going to need Graham. Drum roll, please, with Graham and Karen. I think would be kind of cool. Okay. Screen share first. We will start the screen share, and let's see. It's probably going to pop on. Let's see. It's going to do the weird thing that it always does, like that.
Oh my gosh!
Can you guys see? Can you see the random generator over there?
We got it.
Yep.
See it?
I got it.
Let's see. All right. Best of luck, everyone. Let's see who wins this first prize. 1. So
Wow.
the nurse won. The nurse won the jersey. The nurse won the jersey. Okay.
Hey, who's winning jerseys?
Okay. Now we got like 2 tank tops and a T-shirt. So we're gonna choose who gets to choose between what they want first, and the other 2 will just get the rest of the prizes. So let's do generator again, right? 2. Okay, this has to be. Wait a moment. This is supposed to be random. Okay, so I guess who was number 2?
Okay, well, hold on.
Oh, stop.
1 was Chelsea, 2 was Patrick, 4 was Kinsey.
Okay.
2, I actually didn't get who 2 was. But it's not Chelsea, Patrick, or Kinsey, though, so who was the other?
So it was Laura. So, Laura, you get to choose between a T-shirt, or it's this sweet T-shirt I got today for you, or it says like a little US T-shirt, or you get the chance to choose the tank top between you one, and then the other people, Patrick and Mackenzie, you guys will get these tank tops sent. The little with the fireworks that says American on it. So that is cool. We're gonna do a giveaway. Check our Facebook and Twitter. We'll do a giveaway for the final for the program. So if you guys are watching, you'll get to enter for that. We'll think of something cool. Anything else you guys want to say, or is that? I mean, we've given away everything. Who wants the hat? I'll give you guys the hat for something. If you guys want to just message me, or when I message you, how about speak to me, and then that'll be different. You'll win that. Graham, do you have any final words? Jen, or anybody?
Go USA.
Go USA.
Yes, bring home that World Cup, please.
I want 3 stars on my jersey.
Me too. Me
I
too.
want 3 stars, and I want to shut some old-time players up.
Wait a minute, guys. We gotta let Neil take us out or whatever. Neil, what are your final thoughts on your first episode? Did you like it, and what do you have to say about the team?
3 of them.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. You guys made it easy. You know, it was really easy to talk about whatever Dwayne wanted to talk about. It was the topics were nice. They were fun. I loved giving away stuff, so that was cool. Getting to do that. But yeah, I definitely want to come back. Do it again in the future.
Yep.
And I just, hopefully for the next show we can talk about that 3rd star that we have. So.
Yep. Sounds good to me. As you know, we'll have a show this Monday at 6:30, our regular time. You will have Karen back. You will have Graham back, and I think you're going to have a few of or you're going to have a Rulio, and you're going to get Jen Carl. So, Devin, if you're watching, you're going to get your all-star panel back for this Monday's show. I'm your host, DJ Red, White, and Blue Yankee Doodle Dandy is my name. Fred Durst. This is all the post. This is all the post. Please be sure to tune in, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for watching, and have a great 4th of July weekend. Shoot some fireworks, but don't shoot them in your eye, kids. You can shoot your eye out.